New information tonight on cracks all along the Rio Grande flood control levee. We first reported on those cracks 3 years ago. The International Boundary and Water Commission now has options on the table for its repair. Channel 5's Ana Anguiano finished gathering up those details. She is in our studio with more.
Oscar, IBWC first found those cracks in 2014. The levee in Brownsville is almost directly behind the Brownsville port of entry. IBWC has kept an eye on those cracks and has since identified several options to repair them. The cracks are on the U.S. side of the Rio Grande River between the International Bridge and Lake Brown. Over the years, they have shifted and opened up. A year after the Corps of Engineers review, IBWC contracted Arcadis Engineering to take the engineer's solution to put plans and specifications into place. Now, when that happened, Arcadis found more issues with the structural integrity of the levee.
What you have occurring here is you basically have Lake Brown which is an oxbow, is kind of seeping toward the Rio Grande. So you've got subsurface seepage going on. The other thing that happens is that the water in the Rio Grande is controlled by dams, and so when they release the water, a rush of water comes down and it rises quickly in the river and then drops very quickly in the river, which is not a great condition for slopes.
Kirk Lowry, Arcadis engineer, says because that water gets stuck up in the slope areas of the levee, it weakens the soil. Lowry points out that the flaws of the levee came about 6 months after IBWC widened and slightly raised the levee at the request of FEMA. Arcadis has identified 3 plans to stabilize the levee and eliminate those cracks. All 3 of them have to do with creating something similar to concrete columns underground. Those columns would be from the levee all the way down to the river. 2 types of those concrete columns will work, but that would mean removing the levee to make that happen, which in turn would mean putting a flood protection plan in place. The third alternative, which also involves a different method of the concrete columns, will let the engineers keep the levee in place. IBWC must choose from one of those 3 plans. Arcadis is recommending the third, which involves keeping that levee. No word yet on when IBWC will make their decision. Arcadis says if they choose a third option, it will take anywhere from 7 to 9 months to complete. Count on Channel 5 News to stay on top of it. Live in the Channel 5 News studio, Ana Anguiano, Channel 5 News at 6.